Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? The injury report for the New Orleans Saints and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is out. This is the final injury report. And the list is lengthy for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's not quite as lengthy for the New Orleans Saints, but it is impactful. So we know that Andrews Pete is out. Dwayne Washington is out. Taysom Hill also out. That is certainly disappointing, but not unexpected considering we hadn't seen him. And now you kind of get into that territory where you worry a little bit about Taysom because it's been 3 weeks now. Sunday will be 3 weeks since the concussion against Washington, and you wonder just how severe that is. Peyton Turner with that calf injury also out, did not practice this week. The good news for New Orleans is that you are getting David Onyemata back. Remember, David Onyemata was on a 6-game suspension for PED usage, so they had the bye mixed in, so it wasn't 6 weeks, it was 6 games, so he had to miss Monday Night Football as well. But arguably, he's the Saints' best interior, not arguably, he is the Saints' best interior player, and certainly a guy who can create a pass rush from the interior and is a dominant run defender. He's going to free up your outside edge rushers as well. Getting David Onyemata back this week is massively impactful. And remember, in the preseason, the Saints also toyed with using Onyemata as an edge guy to come off the edge. So that's an option there, depending on what looks Dennis Allen wants to give. So as for Tampa Bay, the only player that is out for the game is wide receiver Antonio Brown. And that is significant because of a lot of the matchups, which we'll talk about here shortly. But, of course, Marshawn Lattimore and Mike Evans has been something everyone's kept an eye on, and Lattimore largely throughout his career has dominated Mike Evans, and it's become very testy at times over the last 4 years. But Antonio Brown would have added another dimension that really would have stretched that Saints secondary. No Antonio Brown. Yes, they have great weapons with Godwin and just a plethora of guys. You could throw Leonard Fournette in that mix as well. Gronk is listed as questionable for this game. So that would certainly be another safety net for Tom Brady if Gronk is able to go. Jason Pierre-Paul, questionable. A cornerback, D. Delaney, questionable. Levante David is questionable. Kevin Minter has been starting in Levante David's place while he's been injured with that ankle. I mentioned that Gronk is questionable, as is Richard Sherman. So 2 cornerbacks for the Bucs are listed as questionable. Jamel Dean has been practicing, so that's 1 defensive back they're going to have healthy and available for this week. So a little bit of a banged-up Tampa Bay Buccaneers team, but it hasn't really impacted them. They've been rolling at this point. Of course, their loss on the season was out in L.A. against the Rams. I'll give my thoughts here on the game. I'll let you do your obligatory Saints hate thing, so go ahead.
The one blemish on the Tampa Bay record, you travel cross country. It was one of those deals. The guys just weren't really ready to play. Time change and all that stuff. You go from the humid weather in Tampa all the way out there, and so they just weren't ready. Tom didn't have a great game.
The humid weather out there.
No,
from
in Tampa. No, the Tampa. It was just different.
You went from the humidity of Tampa to the beautiful weather.
But you're not used to that. The lungs weren't ready.
That doesn't even make sense.
Well,
that doesn't make a lick of sense.
The guys weren't ready. And
no, that doesn't make a lick of sense.
And Tom did have a great game. It happens to the best of them, and he is the best of them. And this game is going to get out of hand. It'll probably get out of hand early. The Saints signed Mark Ingram, for Christ's sake. I mean, what are we doing? And listen, I really want to pull for the Saints here. I do, but it's just bad. And Tampa's really, really good. And so the Bucs are going to win this. They're going to win it. I'm going to say, Matt, 42-17, maybe.
Oh Jesus.
We'll go 42-17. Tom's gonna have another big game, my guy, and Booga's gonna do well.
Okay, 42-17. Jesus. Thinks he's picking LSU and ULM 42-17.
Well, that's basically what it's going to be. Oh. I mean, that's how this game's going to go. And look, if Levante David plays, I don't think they even score 17. I'm going to be honest with you, but I'm going to give them that. I think AK will do something. He's a good player. But he's the only good one that they have.
The Saints are going to wear their color rush uniforms.
Okay, let me give them 3 points.
So Saints by 1 million, by the way. Best looking uniform in the NFL. As soon as the NFL does away with their stupid rule about only wearing one helmet, so the numeral gold color will match the helmet gold color. I'll be very excited to see that. But the Saints are wearing their color rush. They are 8-3 all time in the color rush uniforms. How about that?
Okay,
Little nugget.
that's good. I like the color rush.
Look good, play good.
Yeah, no, that's true, and that's a thing.
This is also Jameis Winston going against his former team. Here's what Jameis had to say about going against the Bucs.
Have you had this game circled or?
It's the next one. So yes, it was circled for this week.
Come on, this has got to be a little more important to you.
It's one game.
Really?
It's one game. Playing against some old teammates, but it's the next game. I'm grateful I get a chance to play this team. You know, obviously I want to beat them. I want to beat them bad. And in my heart, you know, I'm ready to rock. But at the end of the day, they're another opponent. You know, another opponent that we got to beat, and that's in this division. And they got a good team. They coming in here hot. So we got to, you know, stand our ground and represent at our house.
I don't think the Saints are going to win the game. I would love to pick New Orleans. I would love to pick them. It's going to be the Fox afternoon slate, the America's Game of the Week slate, color rush uniforms in the Dome on Halloween. I would love to pick New Orleans in this game. I just can't pick them to win the game. Last year, the Saints did win the 2 regular season games against Tampa. And the first game in the Dome was it was week 1, 34-23. The Saints won it. They intercepted Tom Brady twice. They had a pick 6. That was the difference. The Saints offense wasn't great. Drew Brees only threw for 160 yards in that game. He wasn't great in that game. But they forced turnovers and was an avalanche on Tampa. Tom Brady just wasn't in rhythm yet with his new team. The Saints went to Tampa in week 9 and beat the crap out of Tampa 38-3. Brees threw 4 touchdowns that day, but he only threw for about 200 yards. It wasn't like Brees was airing it out and just smoking it. But by the way, in that 38-3 game, Saints wore their color rush uniforms as well. File that away. Brady threw 3 interceptions that day. That's the difference. If Tom Brady is throwing picks to this Saints defense and giving the Saints advantageous situations, or the Saints are getting pick 6 like they did in week 1 last year, that's your path against this Tampa team. You know, Tampa has really only been challenged twice this year. The game they lost to the Rams, just 34-24 out in L.A., and then the game in New England. It was back-to-back weeks. They lost to the Rams, then went to New England. So they were both road games where they struggled, and that game against New England was 19-17. Now, New England ran for -1 yard in that game, but the New England defense, again, flummoxed Brady and that offense all day long. Bill Belichick had a great plan. So we're focused so much on Jameis Winston on the offense, on who's going to catch the ball. Like, I don't think this Saints team right now is good enough to do what the Rams did in L.A. When this Saints team is whole, I think they'll be able to challenge them. When you have Michael Thomas, when you have Taysom Hill back, when you are whole again, then I want to see what this team looks like, and I think they'll be very capable of beating Tampa Bay. I don't think this offense right now can score with them. So you got to have a stellar defensive performance and win a game in the upper teens or low 20s, which is certainly possible for the Saints team to do. Don't roll your eyes. In the Dome, 3rd best rush defense in the NFL. You're getting Onyemata back. I love the defensive front 7. Demario Davis is an absolute stud. He's the best linebacker in football. Like, you have seen Pete Warner play at a veteran level, and you got Quan back now. I love the matchup with Lattimore against Mike Evans. He's owned him his whole career. Tampa just has too many weapons to where eventually you think they're going to break free or break through to score. And I don't know that the Saints can score enough without their full arsenal, unless if they force Tom Brady into turnovers, which they have done. They did twice last year during the regular season before they lost in the playoffs. The Saints are getting Deontay Harris back. We'll see how much he's able to go with the hamstring injury. I just don't think offensively there's enough there for New Orleans without Mike Thomas, without Taysom Hill, for me to feel confident picking them to win the game. So I am going to pick Tampa to win the game. I wrote down 27-24. I do think it's a close ball game, but I think Tampa does win this game in the Dome on Sunday. But I'm telling you, I have a very strong feeling that we could see a reversal of what happened a year ago, where Tampa has the upper hand in the regular season. And remember, last year, same thing with Tampa last year. They had guys injured. Brady was feeling his way with his new offense. They didn't add Fournette until midseason. Like, it took them a while, and then they were playing their best into December and into the playoffs. I think that could be this Saints team. It could. I'm not saying it will be. I'm saying it could be. But I need to see this Saints team whole before I make a final judgment. I just think they run up against a team that's just better than they are right now. So I'll pick Tampa to win in the Dome on Sunday. We'll certainly be back on Monday to recap it all. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.